Hello and welcome to part 2 of Let's Play Sonic Colors. This time with Zero and not Shattuck because he's just gonna go into the mic all the time.
Yep. And nice moonwalk there, Sonic. No, really. Nice moonwalk.
Oh, they've got shopping here too. I love that line. The dialogue in this is so great.
Oh, really? You think they got shopping?
I like how Tails is a lot, smarter in this. He's not so stupid. He's supposed to
He
be.
doesn't, he doesn't act dumb. Let's just put it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah, he and I also like how he doesn't put up with a lot, like with some of Sonic's bullshit. Like later on, he's like, "I gotta remember that one." He's like, "Yeah, I've already written it down." Sonic, shut up.
Yeah.
I love this with the wisp. I love all the cutscenes in this. This is a great.
Okay, Tails, get machine fixed, bro.
And of course, he says it's in binary code, but you look at it in the end cutscene, and it's all sorts of different numbers. Wisps? No, it's a W. Just reading along. This was actually, excuse me. This was actually the first.
Way to break the fourth wall.
Hold on. This was actually the first cutscene they leaked, like they showed off. I remember seeing that breaking the fourth wall is like the first. That's the first thing they showed off. Just sort of gave you a idea of what the game was gonna be like.
Okay.
So what do you think of the new voice actors? Omega said he hates the new Sonic. I thought he sounds good.
Roger Craig Smith actually fits as
Yeah.
Sonic. I don't like the other ones I've seen so far, but Mike Pollock is awesome.
Oh, that used to be my favorite line of the game, though. When you look at it from a robot's point of view, it's pretty gruesome. But my favorite line of the game tends to rotate once in a while. I love these guys. I remember the first time I saw this, I was a bit confused because I couldn't tell what this thing was. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. I didn't realize that was an arm. So it's like, okay, that's a weird...
And it's drilling into the space station itself. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's like, that's a really weird way to end that cutscene if you aren't paying attention.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like an, oh, shit. Oh, crap. I remember this place. I remember this place very well. Because I like the music to it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like
the music.
Yeah, I love just about everything about Starlight Carnival. It's everything I love in games. Bright, colorful, flashy, shiny objects, fast running, like just fast paced, great music. It's awesome. I love it.
If you really want the bright, colorful, fast paced running thing, you could just go to frickin' Empire City and frickin' Sonic Unleashed and like wreak havoc there during the day stage.
Yeah,
but Empire City doesn't have the same level of music as this stage does.
I'd rather just play the Sonic game that has all the good parts.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that Empire City doesn't have the same level of music, I don't think.
Yeah.
And the music itself, when it comes to this particular type of stage, it can make or break this particular type of stage. Because a lot of what you're doing is based heavily on the...
Come on.
I was gonna say, are you gonna get all the red rings, or...?
Not all of them, just, the ones I can get my hands on. Oh, I made it!
Oh, that was lost.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Use any beeps in the background there, audience? That's kind of my phone being kind of stupid and making a loud noise every single time something happens that requires me to get an email.
I haven't been hearing it, so...
And... I have to say, though, the one thing about Starlight Carnival that bugs me a little bit is those areas inside the ship. You have everything laid out perfectly for an awesome dash through, like, starships and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have that.
I don't know, I think it might be a little, boring if it's just all these, running on this. You gotta have some platform.
That's just me talking, because, like, that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, it's like, I have a hard time with opinions on this game, because, you know Jim Sterling from Destructoid, that guy?
From who?
Jim Sterling from Destructoid.com. He's just really stupid. Yeah, he gave this game like a 4 out of 5 or something. He's like, oh, I don't like this game. It's so terrible. But I hate Jim Sterling so much, and this review just made me. It's the kind of Sonic fan. I hate these type of people. The kind of Sonic fans who will never be happy with anything other than the Genesis games, no matter how good it is. And the Genesis games suck. The first one I like. Sonic 2's level design sucks. Sonic 3 is boring and annoying.
Oh, hold up. Sonic 3 is only annoying.
But okay, well, even if you take that out of it, this is still a good game. And for someone to call it, oh, it's a terrible, Jim Sterling, I hate him. And he's not the only one. A lot of people were bashing on this game simply because they don't want to like a modern Sonic game. That's the whole thing. They don't want to like it.
Oh yeah, you've got a bunch of idiots who seem to think that classic Sonic is better, but then you've got the problem that the Sonic fanbase has right now, really, is that it's divided into 3 camps, I think. You've got the classic Sonic fanbase, you've got the modern Sonic fanbase, and then you've got those who like the current type of Sonic. Modern Sonic I consider to be adventure up through Heroes, I think.
But the thing is, I think this split fan base has been around long before, like, modern Sonic even existed. I think this whole split fan base thing started with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sad AM. The people who like the goofy Sonic and the people who like the more serious Sonic. Those stupid shows split the fan base forever, and I missed the ring. I think those damn cartoons have been a huge problem for the Sonic fanbase because they don't know what to do with Sonic. They want, oh, should we target this fanbase or this fanbase? It's, ugh.
Well, it's really a question of which one you want to pick. And in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. They're the same character.
Yeah. But the thing is, Sega doesn't know which one to pick either, and they need to choose. Are they going to make it just kid-friendly, or are they going to do this time travel bullshit and have complicated stories? It's like I said in the
I'm sorry, I like those stories. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think I've always thought that Sonic is way too convoluted. That this is a series that needs to be simplified, and this game did that so well. It's like,
well, yeah, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I think the main convolution came when they started introducing, like, characters who were almost clones of other characters.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and yes, that's right, I'm looking right at you, Rouge.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the new characters, I'm in a minority on this, but I can't stand Knuckles. I hate Knuckles.
Like, hold on, some of them are okay, but
like yeah, and that's the weird thing with me is that I like the stupid ones. I like the more cartoony ones. I like Vector. I like Big the Cat. I gotta say it. I love Big the Cat. He's hilarious.
I also think Shadow is one of the cool ones.
Shadow would be a much better character if they could decide what they want to do with him. That seems to be
That's the main problem. Like, they can't decide if they want him to be a villain or if they want him to be a good guy.
Yeah, that very much sums up. That very much sums up the whole Sonic franchise as a whole. Is they don't know what to do with any of it, and I think this is.
Well, no, it's not just Shadow where they have that issue. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the entire tones of the entire games and the characters. It's like they can't decide. And I think this is just the right direction. I hope they keep doing games like this. Just make it a simple.
Well, Generations is actually pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know. It still brought back the annoying characters, but you know, I didn't get.
Yeah, but at the same time, those supposedly annoying characters played a crucial role.
Yeah, I never got around to Generations. I heard it was really good though, but
it was actually really good.
But it's like. Why on earth would they put a stage from Sonic 06 in there? This is like the anniversary to celebrate the history. Why would you put that?
Because Sonic 06 was part of the history, whether we want to or not.
but most people don't want to acknowledge it, and Sega is like making themselves.
Well, no, it's considered part of the canonical timeline.
I know. Ugh.
You can't really expect them to not include a game that is part of the canonical timeline. That wouldn't be fair.
I'm sure our commenters could think of several examples where certain franchises have done exactly that. Like, I think Friday the 13th just ignores Part 5.
Well, there are some of them that do that, yeah, but at the same time, it's one of those things where they aren't continuously reinventing and making new characters and stuff like that. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of those things where you always have Sonic as your main hero.
Sometimes.
And then you almost always have those times where you've got other characters who are there in a supporting role. And that's part of where Sonic 06 actually kind of somewhat makes sense. Because Sonic actually was the main hero. I think as much as I don't like the game, I'll admit something right now, I'm good at it, but I don't like it.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm good at the game, doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah. I think, from what you're saying, I kind of actually see what you're getting at, is that the other characters aren't bad. It's just that we don't want to play as them. If it was just Sonic, okay, just let me play.
Silver stages,
Yeah, it's like even playing as like Shadow or someone. I don't want to play as him. I just want to play.
Shadow is basically a Sonic clone.
Then why not just make it Sonic?
Because there's some sort of shades of gray that Sonic doesn't see, so to speak.
That is, yeah. Just give him, like, goggles or something. Have Tails invent some goggles or some shit.
Well, no, it's not a question of him actually being able to see it. It's, like, a question of, does the character have the same type of morals?
Who cares? I don't care about Shadow's story. I don't think anyone does at this point.
He's been around long enough that I think we all know his story by now.
Yeah, like, ugh. I think
we all know Shadow's story by now, and if you don't, then there's something wrong with you.
Maria.
And you missed the red ring, by the way.
Who cares? I don't have the frenzy right now, so I can't get it.
You could have got. Well, no, there was one that you missed while you were hopping on the screen that you could have easily gotten.
Whatever. I'm not, like I said, you don't even need them. Even after you beat the game, you can.
Oh yeah, they kind of prove no point, but it was kind of fun. I remember on my Generations run, I actually went for all the red rings on my first playthrough.
Yeah, it is. It does make it a lot more interesting after you beat the game.
It adds more of a challenge. It adds something.
Oh yeah. Some of those red rings in this game are a bitch to get. Anything that involves the spikes power up is just impossible.
Okay, let me tell you one that I thought was a pain in Generations.
Yeah.
And you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But in City Escape, Modern Sonic, there was one where you had to ride the freaking skateboard thing, aka the metal piece of pipe, and you had to jump off of a ramp.
Yeah.
And then land on top of a building, and then immediately jump off of another ramp.
Is this one of those
just the right timing in order to even get the red ring?
Is this one of those bullshit moments like in Yoshi's Island 2, where if you miss it, you don't get another chance, you have to start the whole level all over?
Yep, pretty much.
They did that shit with the ski levels in Yoshi's Island, and I hated that.
Well, no, it was so frustrating because it took me and two of my friends about like 2 hours just to get the thing. Because we kept trying and trying and trying. We eventually figured out that what you have to do is when you launch off the second ramp, you have to hold the left analog stick down. You have to hold it downwards in order to make sure that you get the right height.
Yeah. It's kind of like...
Because we had issues where we were overshooting it.
Yeah,
that kind of cost us a lot.
Yeah. It's like one of those moments like in Majora's Mask with the Goron thing. You let go of the control stick, and once you figure that out, it's like, oh, that's how you do it. The Goron thing in the moon. Oh shit.
Yeah, and we thought we had it. It was one of those things where like you think that you have it when you first do it.
Yeah.
And then you really don't because like you just completely and totally whiff on it so many times, whether it be to the left or to the right or above or below, and it just pissed us off. It took us about, like I said, it took us 2 hours.
Ugh.
On my Facebook, there's a quote from that night where it's like, I think it was, that truck, the motherfucking truck. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember the exact quote. You'd think I would, considering that's my own Facebook.
Yeah. Something I wanted to mention, actually, sort of going back to the stupid reviews of this game, is they were complaining that the 3D controls, you know, in this aren't really all that good, and I'll admit that they aren't. But the thing is, there's like barely any of it. It's like a few sections in the game that you're controlling in 3D, and it's like such a minor part of the game that to really give it that much of a rap just because of that is really stupid.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I personally haven't played Colors because I didn't have a Wii until, like, this past Christmas.
Oh, you gotta get it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I finally got a Wii this past Christmas, but it's not mine alone, it's the household's Wii.
Yeah.
So, even though I'm really the only one who used it, so it might as well be. But the point is, though, that, like, I don't know. I guess I'm just one of those guys who thought that, like, I liked the way they did the frickin' Generations Modern stages.
Yeah.
I thought it was a unique way to do it.
It's kind of like complaining, oh, Ocarina of Time sucks as a horse racing simulator because Epona controls badly.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. Like, they made 3D. You can't expect 3D controls in this game to be perfect if you're using a Wii remote. You can't. It's physically impossible.
Oh, and also, it's like, I'll admit it is bad, but when you unlock Supersonic and you play as Supersonic in 3D, it's not controllable at all. Like, you just fly all over the place. It's really bad.
No, it's not that he's impossible to control. It's just that he's obscenely difficult to control.
You yourself just said it's impossible to control with the Wii remote.
Well, it's impossible to... It's difficult to control. It's just one of those things that I never really cared to figure out how to do.
It
felt possible to me.
Something about this game is that it does take a while to get used to Sonic's kind of floaty jump. But once you figure out, you know, just how far you can move with that thing, it's really easy. That's
cheap light dashing and mid-fortune.
That's I think the only way you can do that. S-Ray! Yeah. But yeah, that's another one of the dumb... And someone was talking about, like, difficulty spikes in this game. It's like, what difficulty spikes? This is a pathetically easy game.
Most Sonics do not have a difficulty spike.
Except Labyrinth Zone.
Labyrinth Zone, yeah, they have that has a tendency to spike.
Anything that glows. It's true.
I can say this much. There was one. Unleashed at the very end of the game. At the very end of the game, Robotnik Land.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the game, that place is hell.
Yeah, and that was something I heard some other LPer talking about, is that they really made the final level of this really easy, and it is easy, but, you know, it's a kid's game, I don't mind that. They flat out said this is made for kids, so... Yeah,
this game in particular is made for kids.
And it's awesome!
Generations is made more for the hardcore fans. So...
I don't know, man. I love kids' entertainment. Kids' movies I love, or at least old kids' movies.
Well, Peko, you're still a kid at heart, though. You gotta remember that.
I know, but I don't know. There's something great about kids' entertainment. A good kids thing can be a million times better than a good, like, adult thing if it's made right.
Call of Duty, COD.
Now here I majorly screw up. If you hit that top section, you can get him to drop a whisk power, and I just accidentally weaved around it.
Yeah, I've got to be completely honest with you. Call of Duty, it's gotten to the point now where there are so many games with it that...
Don't you dare mention Call of Duty in this Sonic LP.
Although I have to say, I am looking forward to the new Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing game.
Yeah, that actually looks okay.
I'm looking forward to that. That looks fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the only time in the entire Sonic series that I've been able to tolerate these constantly running bosses. Normally I fucking hate these. Sonic Advance 2's, all of the bosses were like that. Will I make it? Will I make it?
And my net cut out for a second there.
Yeah, okay, he's back. Thank God. You're just in time to see me. Oh, how did I go? Aww.
Yep, it was time for the net. It was time for the daily net surge.
I died.
Yeah, and that reminds me, I have to shut off my phone.
Oh no.
Time
Hopefully
for
that,
once a week thing.
hopefully that didn't mess up the recording in any way, but I don't think it did.
Oh, no.
This is actually an insanely hard S rank to get. You have to like do it absolutely. You'll be doing this thing.
You have to have a perfect run.
Yeah, absolutely perfect, and you have to get as much sidestep bonus as possible. You have to collect. It was really hard to S rank this and the other boss like this.
Yep.
I love this music, by the way. This is an awesome sound track. Bam! I like the little Eggman bots on the top of the thing.
You literally have to have a perfect run on some of these bosses in order to S rank them.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating because if you make one mistake, then you're not going to get the S rank.
Yeah.
But if you don't, but if you do, then you've got to like if you're going for an S rank, then it's tough to not just restart. But if you do, then you lose a life. And
yeah. Oh well, in this, by the time you start S ranking stuff in this game, you've got 99 lives anyway.
Yeah, because that kind of does require most of the wisp abilities to be unlocked, doesn't it?
Yeah, you need all of them in order to do it, really. Whoa, showered rings.
Yeah, because attacking all the engines is such a...
Hey, that boss was tough the first time. At least by this game standards. So that's the end of the part, and we'll see you next time.